Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben and I'm a photographer and videographer based in North Wales. Now this is the Fujifilm X100V and this is my birthday present to myself. I turned 30 last month, so that's worth celebrating, right? So this is not something that I'm going to be shooting any of my weddings or events or anything with. This camera is for me. It's for my own personal shooting and it's something that I've wanted for quite some time. I'm sure many of you watching are the same, where you have this really nice like full frame gear, loads of lenses and everything else, massive bag that you can pack everything into, and you do pack everything into it. I've far too many times been out just for the day into the city or something, and I've just crammed so much in my bag that I'm totally preoccupied about thinking which lens would be best for this composition that I don't take anywhere near as many photos as I'd like to. One way of combating that would be shooting on a smartphone. This is the Google Pixel 2. Even now in 2020 it's no slouch in terms of smartphone cameras. You get a very nice image from it, but I just don't feel connected to it when I'm taking the photo in the same way that I do with an actual camera. So for me, for that reason, that's why I don't really shoot a lot of photos on the Pixel. Like I say, I absolutely love my Sony gear. I'm shooting right now on probably my favourite lens, the 24mm f1.4 G Master, but it's huge. I mean, relatively speaking, it's quite a small compact lens, but it's still the same size as this whole camera. So for quite a while now I have been looking for a pretty small, lightweight, inconspicuous camera which I can just carry around wherever I go, which is quick to reel off shots with and quickly put back in my bag or in pocket even, but something that still isn't compromising image quality too much. So the X100 series. Honestly, I've been looking at the X100s for quite a while. I was very close to picking up a X100F maybe a year or so ago, but reason caught up with me and I never did buy it. But I'd seen some great work from the likes of Joe Allen, Sean Tucker, even Chris Turner. He used one quite a lot. In many ways you could see this as a massive downgrade to the Sony equipment, and you'd be right in many ways, such as the fact there's no dual card slots, there's no interchangeable lenses, possibly raw file quality, maybe on par with weather sealing and video features. But honestly, shooting for myself, just day-to-day life, I don't care about any of that. There is still weather sealing for the most part. I don't need dual card slots. If I lose a file, I'd be disappointed, but I won't have to explain it to a customer. In terms of raw files, I intend on mainly shooting JPEGs on this thing, and I'm certainly not going to be shooting much video on this either. This is purely a stills photography investment for me. But above all else, I just don't want to be carrying around all of my gear as I always do. A good example of this, my family and I went out in July to Penrhyn Castle here in North Wales. It was my dad's birthday and the country had just started opening back up again for a bit of tourism, so we went ahead, booked ourselves a slot to go around the gardens. Now I used to live down that way, I know the place pretty well and the gardens pretty well, so I started packing the bag, put a camera body in, put a lens in, then I put another lens in, then I put some filters in, spare battery, then I put another lens in, and I ended up taking, for an afternoon stroll around the garden, the A7 III, 24mm, 55mm, 85mm. I even took the 70 to 200mm, and I got one half decent shot that I was happy with, and it was a picture of the dog sat under a table. My point being that I was so preoccupied thinking about the gear that I just wasn't shooting photos. If I'd have taken just the A7 III with the Zeiss 55mm, nice small package, I probably would have taken more shots, and I probably would have been happier with more of them as well. But because I had that gear with me, that was all I was thinking about. That's for that very reason that I've wanted a completely separate camera system for quite a long time. Like I was saying, I've been looking at the X100s for quite a while now. I'd also been looking at the likes of Ricoh's, GR2s, GR3s, some of the smaller Lumix point and shoots like I used to use for all my videos. But when Fujifilm announced this camera, the X100V, it became apparent that they'd just ironed out all the small little quirks that hadn't been quite right with the X100F, such as brand new 23mm f2 lens, the tilting, fully touch operational screen, and now 4-stop built-in ND filter, faster processing, better battery life, faster focusing, just better all round, and at the same entry price. This was soon what I had my eyes set on. And then I started watching some real world reviews of this camera as well, and it just became more and more apparent that it had everything that I needed. It's razor sharp, wide open, I can get really close to your subject as well. Somehow in here they've still got an APS-C size sensor rather than a smaller 1" or 4/3. There's a very nice EVF and OVF if I want it. Simple, clean, manual controls. The only things you really have to worry about are shutter speed and ISO, aperture, and you've got your exposure compensation. That is all you need. Nice fast autofocus. You've got a built-in flash for those slightly darker environments. A very easy to use app for transferring and posting your images. I'm loving the film simulations. I've been shooting a lot in classic neg so far. And most importantly, is a gorgeous looking camera. So on the one hand you have got small, inconspicuous, but on the other hand, for those who know stuff about cameras, they're going to notice it straight away. But I can live with that. And more than anything, I can't wait to actually get out there, head over to Liverpool for the day, or London, or even just family days out, and not take any camera gear with me except for this. I'm looking forward to actually enjoying photography again, taking all the photos, whether they're good or not. I don't have to post all of them, but the actual process, this is very much like a film camera. You're selecting all your own settings, or you can just put it in auto, and I can actually be there in the moment, enjoying the time, the place, the people that I'm with, without worrying about my camera gear. And when I do want to take a photo, this thing is so quick to just switch on, take a shot, switch off, that it's not even going to take any of my time up from my day. For example, currently switched off, on, shoot, off. So yeah, that was just a very quick video announcing I've got a new camera. I'm very happy with it so far. I've only had it 2 or 3 weeks and I've had a fair bit of stuff on, including a load of videos, so I've not had that much of a chance to really play with it, really get to grips with all the different settings and everything. I am brand new to the Fuji system. I've never used a Fuji camera before, but so far I'm liking it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're as excited as I am for my new camera. I can't wait to get using it properly, and I can't wait to take you along with me on the shoot sometime. So my next video will also be about this camera, so if you want to see that, do be sure to hit subscribe. I've just got a few little mods already for it. That seems to be what X100 people do with their cameras. Do give this one a like if you liked it, or if you're just as excited for my new camera as I am. And if you've got any questions or thoughts or anything, do drop a comment down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And then until the next one, be good, stay safe, get shooting, and I'll see you in the next video.